Aje, welcome back to the Sisi Wanaume podcast, the number one podcast on all things men. Aje, welcome back to the Sisi Wanaume podcast with me, Salif Nyambok. This is a safe space for the Kenyan man on a journey of self-discovery. This is episode 11, HIV Test and when you catch that STI. Now, that's what we're going to talk about today. When it comes to women, it's all fun and games until real life issues show up. That's pregnancies, STIs, STDs, or HIV and AIDS. These are all very real outcomes of these innocent encounters. And these days, though science imesaidia somehow, because we can finally understand how these conditions work hapa na pale, we can be prepared in dealing with them. But it's still the responsibility of every person and every man in this case to ensure that they stay protected and they protect their partners whenever they get intimate. So when I was in primary, like hapo class 8, kuna hii topic ya science, I think we were learning about reproductive organs in our science class. So they showed us this nasty video. It was nasty. It's like 8 to 10 minutes of private parts za wase zenye ziko severely affected by STIs or STDs, like pus and pimples and marks, scariations, all that stuff. It was so cringe. Like, what? So they show you that and then they tell you that's how you're going to end up if you become promiscuous. So, like, they scar you. It's like almost like trauma. So time mimi mwenyewe sasa nili decide kukua poko. When I chose this life, sikuwa prepared for a lot of the things that I was going to encounter. I was learning a lot of this stuff through trial and error. And look, like one day, I think I ended up taking these Sure condoms, yeah? They're in most government dispensers. Some schools have them in as the condom dispensers in their washrooms, or some organizations also do in their washrooms or VCT centers. Inakuanga na hizo condoms ni bure. So if you are in need of a CD, just go there. But anyway, I took some of them. I had a bunch of them that I used to walk around with in my bag. I don't even know why. I think I was always just ready. So, but I'm glad I'm that guy, because I have a story for that. I somehow helped my bros cross the border and see the signs. But yes, so the thing is I took one of those CDs one day, and then I was in Tao. Nilienda base inaitwa Rico's. Is it called Rico's? Apo, it's I think around Luthuli. So hiyo base kumbe inakuanga it's like popular amongst like young guys. Wako high school, wase kidogo wako uni. Seemingly from the outside, it looks like a very ordinary place. Their alleged thing is that they sell meat. So ukipanda juu form ni ile tu kama vile nilikuchapia before. You get in, and then you start seeing all these different shorties. What? And at the time, I don't know what prompted me to take like Sure, maybe because Vituka Durex ni expensive, you get. And who the hell is spending 300 on condoms at 19? Unless when you deep state or something. But for the average person, na plus hizi zilikuwa nyingi. So mimi nishapata manzi wangu, tusha step, tumeenda, we in the cart, everything is going good. Then I noticed something, that this is abnormally slippery. Like, who I feel hivo. So when she pulled out, I was like, oh my God, the thing burst. And then it dawns on me at that point in my head that, man, I've just hit raw. What? That's how it feels. And like, yeah, that was so funny. So Like, anyway, I don't make a big deal out of it. I just get another one, tunaendelea, and everything goes on as usual. But shida ilitokea sasa vene nilienda home, nilianza kufeel nika, kuna kitu hapa haiko right. Like, there's just a weird feeling I'm getting, like, when I'm going to the bathroom and stuff. So I said, wacha niende, let me ensure that I just go check this out tomorrow in Hosi. I was scared for my life. The video that came back to my head ni ile ya class 8. Natuma pass, mascarations, manini. And then at the worst point also, I was also thinking that now I've exposed myself to stuff. Like, I might need to do a test soon for HIV as well. So, nikasema one thing at a time, wacha niende Hosi. So Hosi nimeenda. Nikasema wacha tu niende. I'll brave it out with whoever I get as a doctor na nimwambie tu venye kuko. So, unfortunately, maze nimeletewa doc Muislamu aki. And she was a lady. So, she asked me what's wrong, and I tell her that basically I was hoeing around. and I was exposed, and I'm now feeling this weird feeling in like down there. So like, she's like, my God, what? And how old are you? You're 19. Which school? I'm like, Badus. And I was like, what? So as in she was, I could see it in her eyes, the disappointment, the failed generation. Anyway, so she tells me that there's that the only way that they can ascertain for sure is if they do something called a urethral swab. My God, that thing is the next step from hellfire in my view, because what they do is basically they take the cotton swab ile ulikuwa unatumia ku clean maskio, and they lodge it in your I can't even say it, man. It's too traumatizing. So they do that, and then they spin it around kidogo just to ensure that they get enough of a clean sample, and then they go test it out in the lab. Anyway, I was scarred permanently, now twice. So and then the weird thing is that before they did the swab, she was just like, Toango. And I'm like, God, that sounds familiar. So stop. So women have got to stop doing that to me. So the what do you call it? Once I get the swab done, apparently they found that kidogo I had a bit of an infection, but they gave me something called a VDM Kit, and that is actually the medicine that they give you. It's like there are 3 drugs in it. It treats most STIs or most infections that may happen down there. So like you, and so apparently like once I took it cleared up everything from ukochini. I was panicking so much. I was like, my God, I'm done. Like, this is the last time I'm even gonna set foot anywhere near these places, man. and after that now, I settled that. I go home. I take my time kidogo. After I even added antibiotics just to ensure that I flush everything out of the system. Then I decide to go to, now I'm on like phase 2. I need to go for the HIV test. I had never done a HIV test at this point in time. I just never had the reason to. I never dated anybody. I didn't feel like I was exposed in any way. So this time now that it had happened, I just said, oh man, let me go. So I went to a VCT center that was far from home. I wanted to be far just in case. I don't know why. I think it was just fear. So I went to a VCT center on top of Moi Avenue. No, not Moi Avenue. Yeah, it's on along Moi Avenue, but on top of like Kenya Cinema, around there. There's a very nice center at the top where it overlooks the whole city. It was dramatic enough. It was so silent. And then the guys who were attending to me when I entered that place walikuwa, they were hearing impaired. So the whole pre-counseling session, we did it on paper. I feel like that really made it so much easier to express myself, because I really didn't know how I was gonna start talking to this guy and telling him that by the way, this is all me. I'm the one who's caused this. So I wrote all my thoughts on the paper, and he had asked me questions about who are my partners. Did I engage with anybody else after that incident, etc. And once I told him that, nah, it's just that's what has brought me, we did the test. Fortunately, I was negative. And then at that time, they told me that you need to come back again after 6 months and check again and see if all is good. But they told me that you need to be more careful with your life. You need to, take steps to ensure that you don't end up in this kind of situations. Hata kama ni tamaa ndo inakusumbua. So it was one of those things that, hey man, I stayed with that for a while. I actually thought a lot about that day. I thought about the fear that I felt in my heart about like having screwed up off of just one day gone wrong. I feel like for a lot of people, maybe that might have been the day that things went wrong. And anyway, it's not a bad thing. But all I'm trying to say is these experiences can help you learn how to be more responsible with your health. It's very, very important. And then in the event that you do get you suspect that something is wrong, there's always places you can go. VCT centers are available almost everywhere. Go talk to them. They can help you. They can also help you with the STI treatments. You can also go visit guys like Mary Stops. You can go visit, hospitals, but ensure that immediately you sense something is wrong, usijikalie na hiyo issue. Enda tu uitibu, inaweza kuwa ni a mild thing. I think shida most za wase huwa wanaenda and then you stay with your shida. By the time it's even being found out, kumbe ni kitu imekuwa ikikukula na wewe mwenyewe hujui. Alafu pia like test regularly. I went back even after 6 months. I keep on doing at least the test. I do at least one test every year. The most recent one I did was around November last year. So you keep testing regularly just to ensure that you keep tabs on yourself and ensure that you are a partner who can at least do right by your partners. Hakuna kitu mbaya kama we mwenyewe hauko poa and then you feature things from your partner una mess. So think about it from that perspective and let me know what you think. This has been the Sisi Wanaume podcast, Kamakawa. It's been me, Salif Nyambok. See you next week. Peace out.
What's good, people? It's Salif Nyambok right here. This is the Sisi Wanaume podcast.